Hi everyone, I'm Mike Lynch and I want to welcome you to the LynchFit Gym Tour. So as I talked about in the other video, what makes LynchFit different, obviously we spoke about LynchFit basically is a workout where we combine different modalities of cardiovascular and marry it with strength training, which becomes the best muscle building, fat burning workout that is humanly possible in my opinion. So we'll start here first, and this is one of the areas that we use for the conditioning work. And obviously we'll go into the strength training. So over here we'll start first with a machine made by Sandbag. It's called a Spark Trainer. And basically this is a high-powered elliptical machine. And this is going to be a great machine. It simulates sprinting. And a lot of people know the benefits by now about sprinting, but they cannot sprint because either they just don't like to run, their body is not suited for it, or they might have a hip injury or a knee injury. So this machine is fan driven. There's a fan in here. And basically, the harder you go, the harder it becomes. And it obviously has gears to you, has some resistance. But this machine is designed to go all out like a sprint, 30 seconds. And if you're really, really conditioned and you're in phenomenal shape, which a lot of my clients become, 2 minutes is gonna be the max on this. And you'll see your heart rate spikes through the roof. And so this is a great unit. We have a soft track treadmill made by True. And this has a lever on the side over here. And basically it goes from 1 to 10. And for people that do enjoy running and have the ability, it really has a soft track where you don't get that real pounding that you would outside or on a lot of standard treadmills. Okay, over here we have the Max Trainer made by Octane. And this is obviously a new unit. And it's similar to that in the fact that it's fan driven and it does have gears on it. All 4 limbs are being used and the legs have a pumping motion. And again, you can grab the arms here and it gives you more of a tricep movement, or up top where it's more of a rowing movement. Because all 4 limbs are moving, this gets your heart rate through the roof in a very, very orthopedic friendly manner. In fact, whoever built this machine probably was the smartest fitness creator. It's probably the best cardiovascular piece of equipment I've ever been on. So this was a huge addition to the gym. Over here we have our spin bike. Everybody has one, everybody knows what it is. Great addition, no gym would be complete without one. Over here I've had this unit since I've started. This is the Paramount double stack functional trainer. Basically these arms go vertical all the way down and they pivot out. So there's a myriad of different exercises, and you'll see we have different attachments that we can do. A lot of different things can be done on this, and I've had this since day one, like I said, and it still acts and performs like day one. Paramount did a great job on that. Over here we have a ab bench, and obviously this goes all the way up vertically. Do different types of sit-ups and crunches, reverse leg lifts and reverse abdominal crunches on this very hard unit. I deal with a lot of people with back issues. So having a good 45-degree hyperextension, this is also made by Sandbag, great unit, and this machine has helped me fix a lot of backs over the years. Okay, over here, basic, soft, incline, decline, adjustable bench. You can do dumbbell work and a lot of different things off that, obviously. So we can always slide that over here for a bench press and anything like that. We have our gun rack, which obviously you could put your Olympic bar and just has all these different levels. So you can accommodate somebody who's very short or somebody who's very tall. Over here, it's equipped with a Smith machine that's very smooth on the bearing system. Obviously we have all our bands, and it also has a low pulley row for rowing. And that weight stack actually is really heavy. I think it goes up to about 300 pounds. Obviously you can see we're not short of all the different weights that we have here. Plenty of weights for anybody that likes to lift a lot of weight. We have our step, and obviously we have some balls here and some neck pads for squatting, okay? We have our ab/hamstring dolly here, which is a pretty tough thing. Okay, we have our different weighted vest, and in fact the one below this goes all the way up to 80 pounds. We have weighted sand rolls. These are really cool. These are great for people that can't put a bar on their back because of neck issues. So those sand rolls go over and we can do different conditioning drills and squats and lunges and all those things. And you can pair those actually with the weighted vest, which becomes very challenging because now you have your body weight, the weighted vest, and the sand rolls. So I've challenged many people, SWAT team, bodybuilders, you name it. They scream when we use those. They're not easy at all. Okay, we have our different weighted slam balls for conditioning work. And again, you don't have to do standard cardio to get cardio workouts. These slam balls, you know, do them 20 or 30 times, your heart rate is through the roof. And people like getting their aggression out with those. This is one of my favorite purchases ever. This is a back machine made by Sandbag, and this machine has a lot of different functions. It obviously comes down at the same time and the hands rotate, but you could also do them unilateral. And also, you see all these holes here. And basically this just pivots down. So now it becomes a horizontal row. And you basically sit here and you can do all, you know, unilateral, same time, under grip, over grip, and you have all these different angles. This machine, I've only seen in one other gym in all my time working out. So when I found this was a huge find, okay? Over here, we have, this is a newer machine too that we just got. This is a hammer strength hamstring curl. And I found over the years of doing this that a lot of people have a tough time hitting their hamstrings because when they do lying leg curls, it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on their spinal erectors. And a lot of people also find that it hurts their hips. So this machine has been heaven sent for a lot of my clients with back issues that still need to strengthen their hamstrings. Over here we have, probably in my opinion, the best leg press that's ever been built. This is made by Sandbag. Now the reason why I say it's the best leg press that's ever been built, not because I have it, because there's many companies that make leg presses and they're always constantly changing their models and trying to improve things, I would assume. But a lot of leg presses really don't have a good action and put a lot of pressure on the lower back. But the reason why I know this machine is so awesome is this unit, although this machine is new, Sandbag has not changed this model, not one single thing about this model. I tried this machine 30 years ago, and they haven't changed one thing on it. So when there's a machine and nothing ever gets changed and it's still a hot item, you know you have a winner. So over here, we have some kettlebells, and you know, we do some kettlebell work, but in my opinion, kettlebells have become very trendy, but they have their limits. And what people don't realize is kettlebells were around a long time ago. In fact, they were around before barbells and dumbbells, and they kind of got pushed to the side because there's a lot more things that you can do with dumbbells and barbells, but they came back and they have their application, but in my opinion, it's not wide. There's not a wide range. You'll see a lot of exercises, but a lot of them I think are either dangerous or a lot of them are kind of a waste of time. So over here, you'll see we have another Life Fitness leg press. Now the difference between this leg press and the leg press I just showed you is the body moves, okay? It's very smooth on a bearing system, and the plate stays stationary. Where on this machine, this platform moves up and down, the weights go here obviously, and your body stays still. Now what's the difference? On a machine like this, obviously some people just have a tough time as they get older, getting up and down. But this machine actually puts more of an emphasis on the hamstring and the glutes because the body is moving, where this machine becomes more quad dominant. So one doesn't trump the other, they just hit the leg in a much different way. Okay, over here you'll see this unit, and basically this unit is mostly for what's called Bulgarian split squats or one-legged squats. And if you don't know what that is, basically you just put one leg up and come down and squat up. And a lot of people will do those in gyms on benches, and they find that their ankles jam into the bench and they get bruising and stuff. So obviously this pad is very thick and it rolls. This machine is, or this unit, it's not a machine, but this unit is great for people that have balance issues, sport specific. So this is really difficult. When I first got that, people were like, what's that? And I made them use it and they're going, oh my God, this is really challenging, and their legs were quite sore the next day. Over here we have our Dumbbell Towers. You'll see we have one over here too. And you'll notice that I have only rubber hexagon dumbbells, because a lot of the dumbbells in gyms are coated with paint, and the paint has metal in them. So a lot of people, in fact, I know somebody that needed an eye surgery because they'll come up and they'll do an overhead press or a chest press, and when they hit the dumbbell, flakes of steel or steel paint comes off and can go in someone's eye. So with the rubber Hex, you never have to worry about that. Okay, over here, we have the lat pull down, okay? But before I show you that, we'll show you, this is obviously for back, but we have all different attachments for that machine. So you'll see over here on both sides, we have different unique handles. Over here, this is a multi-angle handle. Over on this side, we have this unit. This is really cool. And then I even have stuff that you may have never seen before. A lot of people have never seen, like this fat grip, okay? This is a 2.5-inch grip. So it really makes you work on the tensile strength in your hands. Really good for people with carpal tunnel, or somebody like surgeons or dentists, anybody, hairdressers, anybody that uses their hands and their wrists for a living. That really helps build up the strength in the hands and takes that pressure off the wrists. Then we have stuff like this handle, and we have a couple more over there, different lengths. This is called a mag grip. So basically that goes on that machine, and instead of squeezing and holding like this, you cup your hands over. So it really gives you a unique contraction, different than regular standard handles. Okay, so that's another thing. And then you see them over here. We have them in the smaller size. I call these bat wings. I feel like it looks like a bat. So you come down. So it really gives you a unique feel. Okay, like we talked about, we have a lat pull down. And this lat pull down not only has a vertical pull option, but it has the lower pull. Obviously this comes up, put your feet against there. This lat pull down happens to be very, very smooth. Behind this machine, you'll see we have a basic step for lunge work and any sort of conditioning drills. So that's, been here since day one. And over here we have a Life Fitness tricep / chest dip machine. What's great about this machine is a lot of dip machines don't cater to everyone. If you look, these handles will rotate out. Okay, so when they're in, they're tricep dominant, and when it comes out, it's chest dominant. This is also very good for somebody who happens to be big. I train some really muscular, big guys, and somebody that might be really overweight. They can't fit into a machine with the handles like this. And there's been situations where that can be, in a commercial gym, that could be very embarrassing for someone. So this allows anybody to use this machine, and it's very, very smooth. Obviously here we have some more bands and rotated work and stuff like that, and rehab stuff. And then lastly, we have our Hex Deadlift Bar, different curl bars, obviously. And this is what's called a Viking Handle. And basically what this does, we'll take an Olympic bar and put it into the corner, and then that slides over, you put weights on it. And instead of doing overhead pressing, which a lot of people can't do because of shoulder impingements and injuries, you press out like on a 45-degree, you stand up. So it really allows people to still work their anterior deltoids without the pain and discomfort that you would get from an overhead lift on a machine or a barbell or dumbbell. So that's it here. Where I'd like to show you one other thing, I call it the conditioning room, and we'll show you that now. Okay, so this is the conditioning room. Some of my clients refer to it as the torture chamber. So I had this little spot and I wasn't doing anything with it, so I turned it into a conditioning room. So you'll see here, everybody kind of has seen this by now, but I call this Satan, and this is the Airdyne bike. If you've never seen an Airdyne bike before, basically this is fan driven like the machines I showed you downstairs. In my opinion, most challenging machine there is. Again, the harder you pedal this, the harder it becomes, and generally people will tap out after 60 seconds of all out sprinting on this. Okay, if you've seen Rocky IV, you know this machine, the VersaClimber. Basically, your feet go in here, okay, and your arms grab here, and it's all four limbs going together. Very challenging, but smooth machine. Over here, we have a butcher block speed bag. A lot of people get frustrated with this, but once they become conditioned and are able to do it, they love just hitting the speed bag for a couple of minutes. Okay, over here we have the Wrecking Ball heavy bag, and basically this is a regular heavy bag. It's got a nice softness to it for orthopedic concerns. And then also, obviously, because it's cut off, it gives you it allows you to do uppercut work and also kneeing and stuff like that. So this is really cool, okay? Over here, more conditioning stuff. We have our weighted slam balls, okay? This one is actually 30 pounds. And when you're doing conditioning work, that 30-pound weight ball feels like it's like 80 pounds. In fact, when we slam that down, this whole structure feels like it's moving. Obviously, we got a couple more kettlebells. This is a weighted sandbag. I believe this goes all the way up to 75 pounds, and it's got different handles on there. That's a pretty cool thing that we just got not too long ago. Obviously, you'll see I have a honeycomb heavy bag. This has like a soft feel to it, and obviously just a regular TKO bag. You'll see these, and they generally stay there and on the floor, because when I teach people how to hit the bag, yes, we're doing it for fitness for the most part and really get that cardiovascular conditioning, but I'm a firm believer if you're gonna show somebody how to hit a bag, you might as well teach them how to protect themselves in case they ever really have to do that in real life. And you know, sometimes it does happen. So a lot of times you see these fitness classes, these boxing classes, and you just have people wailing on a bag and they look silly. And a lot of them end up with wrist and elbow problems and anterior deltoid problems because they're not hitting the bag. Hitting a bag in boxing is a technique in itself. So why are those on the floor? A lot of fights, unfortunately, they end up on the floor. So what I'll do is I'll have a bag on the floor and they'll hit this bag, but then they'll come over and simulate like have their opponent on the floor. And you would be surprised if you squat down and hit a bag for just 60 seconds, your heart feels like it's going to burst out of your chest in a good way. But very, very fun, and people really love doing that. When I have somebody and they're having a tough day, we'll do that a lot. Okay, over here, we created these different boxes, and there's a myriad of different exercises we can do on them. Obviously, we do plyometric work where we do jump ups, and obviously we can do step ups with sandbags and stuff like that. Very, very cool thing that me and my sons actually built this and painted and everything, so people love this. Obviously, over here we have our gymnastic rings. We can do different pull-ups and, you know, abdominal work, and so that's a pretty cool addition. And obviously we have another TRX out here. Actually I have one of these inside that I forgot to mention, but we have the TRX here and inside. And we have our different jump ropes, you know, the leather ones and the nylon speed ropes. So that's pretty much it. So you've seen the gym, all the different modalities of fitness that we have here as far as cardiovascular and strength training. And like I said, to get the best workout possible, it's going to be a workout that is intelligently intense, but orthopedically safe and something that flows. And that's exactly what we set out to do here when we set up LynchFit. So I want to thank you very much for taking the gym tour, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.